Everyone, it's Amanda. Welcome back to the final edition of our quick cooker pumpkin cream cheese bundt cake recipe. We have our cake here all cooked out of the quick cooker. It's been cooling for a little bit, so the pan's still pretty warm but not super hot. But while that finishes cooling, we're just gonna go ahead and make the glaze. So what we need for that, I've already went ahead in my 2-cup prep bowl here. Went ahead and measured 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. And then we're just going to pour in 1 tablespoon of milk. If you had a lactose intolerance or something, you could certainly use water. It would work just the same. But really, you see how much powdered sugar really condenses down. I mean, it was 1 tablespoon of liquid to 3/4 of a cup of the sugar, and it, really has reduced down. But it's made a nice thick glaze, which will go great on this. So we'll set that aside just for a sec. In addition to that, I have a 1/3 cup of almonds that I have chopped already. You could use your food chopper. I don't yet have one of those, but that would be the perfect product to use for this application. Make quick work of that. That's a 1/3 cup of those. And then I just have these. I found them at the grocery store. I thought they were pretty cool. The little curls, they come in both white and the dark chocolate. So I just picked these out and figured they would stand out a little bit, maybe against the glaze, but that's going to be for the topping. So here's the moment of truth. I've gone ahead and put some parchment. This is my stackable cooling rack from Pampered Chef. So I've had this for about over 20 years. Use it all the time. But just so you know, it's definitely seen its share of baked goods. So now I'm just using a cake tester. I may have won this years and years ago at a Pampered Chef party, but it's not the one we currently offer. I did order one of those, so I'm waiting on that to come in, but we're going to try this one to see if it works to release the cake the whole way here. It feels like it released. We will just find out here in a second. So, all right. Cake pan's a little warm, but I think I can flip it without any pot holders. So here's a moment of truth. I'm going to flip it over. The first time making this, we'll see if it comes out of the pan. So here we go. Okay, so you can see really nothing. We oiled the pan before we did the recipe. Plus this is a really non-stick pan, so I wasn't too worried about it. But we did have a little bit of cream cheese, you can see stick over here. That'll just all wipe out. It's really easy to clean. Also can go in your dishwasher, so you could do that as well. So here we have our glaze, and what we're going to do while it's warm is just pretty much just pour the glaze on here. And that's why we just placed it on the parchment. That way it won't matter. And with the stackable cooling rack, it'll allow any of the excess glaze just to fall through onto the parchment below as well. So that'll make the cleanup for that part pretty easy. Just gather up your parchment and toss it in the trash. So just about all the glaze. I'm gonna need a little bit more over here on the inside. So your mix and scraper would work well for this also. Hope you get all that glaze out, but it's pretty good. So what we're gonna do is just top this with the walnuts that it calls for. And see when that glaze is warm still, it kind of helps those walnuts to stick on top there. So that's why we want to you know, have these prepped already when your cake is cooking. That way you'll be ready to go once it comes out of the oven. So really that's it. We'll let this just finish cooling the remainder of the way. I think the walnuts kind of are enough. We don't need the chocolate sprinkles, but that's just an option. Of course, because this was made with the cake mix, the actual base of the cake, you could really switch this up. Your options are endless. You know, use a chocolate cake. Like I said, I made a choco flan before. That one used Devil's Food cake mix. So you really could let your imagination run wild with these cakes in the fluted cooker. But you can see there is our final result. So probably be having this for dessert tonight. Just let it cool all the way. And then I would definitely store any leftovers in the fridge. I will go ahead and cut a slice for you so you can see the layers with the cream cheese. Just let me grab a plate. And what's nice about the Bundt pan is it kind of gives you a little pre-portioned places to cut. It's a pretty mini one, but you can see, maybe easier on this side, the layers there. You got your pumpkin cake, it's hot, on the bottom. You got your cream cheese in the middle, and then your pumpkin cake on the top as well. So it turned out great. That was my first time trying this recipe. Didn't really have any issues at all, just following the recipe. Like I said, you can find that on pamperedchef.com. You can also comment below and I can find it for you. Or you could message me on my business page, and I'd be happy to help you out with that as well. So I hope you enjoyed our recipe. Again, I'll hold it up for you. It's a little difficult to get everything down. And that's just the ingredients. But again, the whole recipe is available to be downloaded or printed as you'd like. So I hope you all have a good rest of your Labor Day weekends and take care. Bye-bye.